Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday inaugurated the 450-kilometer natural gas pipeline between Kochi in Kerala to Mangaluru in Karnataka. Now, speaking at the event, the Prime Minister set out his government's energy roadmap, envisaging more than double the share of cleaner natural gas in the consumption basket, diversifying the sources of energy, connecting the nation with one gas pipeline grid, and bringing affordable fuel to people and industry. He also stressed that a gas-based economy is crucial for Atmanirbhar Bharat, and work is being done in the direction of one nation, one gas grid. The pipeline grid, the Prime Minister emphasized, will not only help improve clean energy access, but also aid in the development of city gas projects. So on this edition of The Big Picture, we will talk about one nation, one gas grid, its need and objectives, and of course, the energy transition roadmap of India. For this, we are joined on the show by a panel of experts on the subject. We have with us Mr. Manoj Jain, Chairman and Managing Director and Director of Projects, GAIL India Limited, Prachi Gupta, Consultant Energy, Niti Aayog, and Mr. Narendra Taneja, Energy Expert. Thank you to all my guests for joining me on Rajya Sabha TV on this edition of The Big Picture. Prachi Gupta, let me begin the program with you by trying and understanding the need and objectives of the One Nation, One Gas Grid initiative.
Definitely. So I believe, first of all, the One Nation, One Gas Grid initiative of the Indian government will help meet the government's target of reaching 15% natural gas mix in its energy basket by 2030. We are currently at 6.2 to 6.5% mix. So connecting the nation with the source to the consumers with the national gas grid will definitely be a step towards that. Second, I would say it's an initiative to actually connect the source to the consumers through the grid, through the national gas grid, and actually raising the share of natural gas in the energy basket. Second, I would say that it helps improve the regional imbalance, because currently natural gas is located in the pockets, limited pockets in the country. So basically connecting, improving the regional imbalance of the country, the national gas grid would be a step towards that.
Okay, all right. Mr. Manoj Jain, so to raise the share of natural gas, the government has announced expansion of the national gas grid from the previous 17,500 kilometers to about 34,500 kilometers. How is work progressing on this front, and by when do we intend to achieve this target?
Primarily, as you rightly said, that 17,500 today, after adding this 450 kilometers, it has already reached 17,900 odd numbers. And definitely another 16,000 we are looking in the next 4 to 6 years, and out of which I expect maybe around 1,000 will come in the next 3 years itself, because work is in very, very advanced stage in many of the pipelines. Primarily, as a grid, north and west were already connected with the areas of the LNG terminals as well as consumers. And in the last 4 years, we have also tried to connect the eastern India through Jagdishpur, Haldia, Bokaro, Dhamla pipeline, which is a Pradhan Mantri Urja Ganga. That is also in the final stages, and in a year's time, it will also add to around 3,000 kilometers more. And then southern region also we are looking at, and maybe in next 6 months, around 1,500 kilometers more will be added. So definitely these coming 2 to 3 years are very important and significant, and we will be adding maybe around 12 to 14,000 kilometers in these 3 years.
Okay.
And total 16,000, maybe 4 to 6 years. Thank you.
Coming to you, Mr. Taneja, now, because, you know, Prachi has helped us understand the need and objectives of the One Nation, One Gas Grid. Mr. Jain has put forth the ambitious target that we have set for ourselves. And towards realizing these very targets, a number of initiatives have been taken to bring about changes in the energy sector in the recent few years. As an energy expert, what are the kind of changes that you have witnessed in India's energy landscape, if we talk about in the last 6 to 7 years?
Well, Tina, there are many, of course, but here we're discussing more about hydrocarbons, and within hydrocarbons, more natural gas. So when you look at the natural gas landscape, I think we have come a very long way. There have been many bottlenecks. I think the bottlenecks more or less have been removed. Some are still kind of work in the progress, but there are many. But I think important thing is to focus on the Prime Minister's call for one nation, one grid. What exactly it means? It basically means that, the various state governments and various other stakeholders and the center plus the public and the private sector, we all basically move in one direction instead of moving in different directions or moving in silos. Let me give you an example of this today, for instance. Kochi, LNG terminal had been there for a very long time. But there have been companies struggling, including Mr. Jain's company, to take that gas, let's say for the sake of discussion, to Tamil Nadu. And they had been basically facing uphill tasks. It's only the last 6 years, things have moved fast, and today we have seen some progress. So what is important is that it's not enough that Prime Minister or the central government think in that direction. What is important is various state governments, because they play a very important role as facilitator, approvals, and so on and so forth, that they also come on board. Whether you are a ruling party or the opposition, when it comes to this national mission of one nation, one grid, it's important we all join that, or whether you're public sector or the private sector. And there are two aspects of the whole thing. One is, where do we get this gas from? Which means basically the LNG terminals. We have about 5 to 6 LNG terminals. In coming next 10 years, probably we're going to have 16 or 17, or maybe even more, depending how we progress in that direction. So we need to invest more, and we need to get various state governments also on board in terms of stakeholder, equity holder in these projects. Similarly, when we are expanding one nation, one grid, we also make various state governments stakeholder, equity holder, together with companies such as, GAIL India and others. So I think we need, the Prime Minister and this present government is working, with single-minded focus in that direction. But there are many challenges. But what we have seen the last 6 years, as you mentioned, whether it comes to natural gas or when it comes to energy transition or the kind of changes that we have witnessed, I think, we know one thing, that this government understands energy. And the Prime Minister himself, when he was the Chief Minister in Gujarat, he basically set a trend, and he basically, in a way, revolutionized the natural gas landscape of the state of Gujarat, and also with the kind of focus that a state government should be, giving to the hydrocarbon sector. But that said, at the same time, I think today is a very significant day. And what is important is that, we see more such days in coming next 4 and 5 years, practically possible on quarterly basis, in order to move in that direction. Secondly, what is important is that we also make very clear, some other nations may be talking of other things, and we may also be moving in that direction. I'm talking electric mobility and so on and so forth. But let's not forget one thing. We need more natural gas in this country, so that we can, A, take this natural gas to households, B, to our factories and manufacturing bases and cities, and C, we take it to power plants so that we can generate more electricity and we can move into the electricity age. So in the Indian context, it becomes very, very important that we move fast from 6.3%, share in the energy total mix to 15%. But even that won't be sufficient. And those who are asking question, should we actually prioritize electricity at the cost of natural gas? I think we should not listen to them. We need to prioritize natural gas in our country. We have to think in terms of India and in terms of one nation, one grid. And for that, it is important, as a government, as a nation, we give more importance to companies such as ONGC when it comes to upstream for gas. We give more importance to companies like GAIL India when it comes to, the midstream and gas distribution and gas, retail and so on and so forth. And similarly to companies like Indian Oil, etc., for when it comes to oil and gas distribution. I think these three pillars, upstream, ONGC, midstream, gas, natural gas, like GAIL India and Indian Oil when it comes to downstream, it's important we focus. And all these players play a big role in natural gas, and they work in unison when it comes to the country's energy security. So those are the changes I see the government has managed to bring about in terms of at least the thinking and what we are discussing today. Now the time has come for us to, A, build pipeline as soon as possible, but at the same time, let's not forget, we need more LNG terminals, we need more upstream production of gas, and we need to strengthen GAIL India, that GAIL India becomes like what is Gazprom to Russia today. We need a very strong GAIL India in order to realize the goal that Prime Minister has talked about today.
Yes, we'll talk about the potential challenges and perhaps the solutions as well in a little while from now, Mr. Taneja. But coming back to you, Prachi, the Prime Minister also spoke about how a gas-based economy is at the moment very, very crucial for an Atmanirbhar Bharat. So how are we moving towards a attaining self-reliance in the energy sector?
Definitely. I mean, natural gas plays a very critical role because given that we are around 6.2 to 6.5% in our energy mix, globally, the average of natural gas in energy basket is 23 to 24%. So in the energy transition space, I would say natural gas acts as a cleaner bridge. And the government is taking a lot of measures to actually improve the energy mix of India, diversify the energy mix. So, for example, particularly in the petroleum sector, I would say the recent reform that has been done, particularly with respect to natural gas, is the marketing and pricing freedom, the e-bidding process that has been initiated by the government that actually aims at bringing more investment in exploration and production of natural gas. Currently, we have reached 53% import dependency of natural gas. So to increase India's domestic exploration and production of natural gas, marketing and pricing reforms are one step that the government of India recently took a couple of months back. Second, I would say the draft that PNGRB has recently put up with respect to tariff rationalization. So, setting up gas pipelines is important. And the second aspect is to actually look at the underutilized gas pipelines and overcome the challenges that are currently being faced. So, tariff rationalization is one move that the government of India is undertaking. So these are, I would say, these are the two biggest moves that the government has come up in the last couple of months, 2 to 3 months.
Okay. Mr. Manoj Jain, I was reading somewhere there are reports that the government is at the moment also considering a proposal to bring natural gas within the ambit of the goods and services tax. What's your response to the proposal and what difference will it make?
Definitely, this will lead to a very significant advantage to gas as compared to other polluting fuels. Because as on date, there are many polluting fuels which are in GST, but gas is not. So many of the consumers shy away from switching over because of this disparity that, yes, if they have got another fuel, then they will get the credits. But whereas in case of gas, that is not available. So this move of government to put gas into GST, definitely this will help many of the consumers, especially the small and medium entrepreneurs who have small industries. There they can get the credits, and definitely it is going to be a very significant step, and we have been waiting since beginning for this step in the natural gas area.
All right. Taking the discussion forward, Mr. Taneja, when we talk about all stakeholders working in one direction towards realizing the goal of an Atmanirbhar Bharat in the energy sector, how do you see different sectors, in particular the industry body, contributing to the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives that have been undertaken by the government?
Well, good question. You see, when we talk of natural gas, of course, household is very easy to understand that if we could connect more and more households with PNG or the piped natural gas. But when it comes to Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think it's important that the medium, MSMEs, medium and small scale sector at the same time, those dependent on natural gas for production. I think it's important they come along and they understand, the whole value chain, the entire, thing, how the gas system function. We got to realize when we talk of pricing or when we go talk of bringing it under GST, that just look back. I mean, today we are importing 53 to 54% of our total requirement of natural gas, which means the government role, the economics of the whole thing, the geopolitics of the whole thing, that's something which is very important for the end consumer also to understand. I can understand the household for this difficult, but at least the industrial consumer, so that when it comes to the pricing of it, when it comes to the economics of it, they understand the kind of constraints which are there and they're willing to pay the price which they should be paying for cleaner fuel like natural gas. So I think that's number one. Number two is that when it comes to the distribution of natural gas has to be done in such a way that, where the stakeholder, when I say that in that particular region, they are playing a more active role. For instance, the gas can be delivered at a particular point, and after that, if there are clusters available and they want to take initiative in order to connect with the gas pipeline, in order to build their own pipelines for their own distribution, for their own retail and so on and so forth. That's another model that I think the stakeholders should consider and should come forward with. Let's not forget one thing. When you compare India's economy, let's say with the United States, and here we are still talking about 32,000 kilometer, a gas pipeline lane about five years from now. Look at the United States. They already have 1 million 1 million kilometer, natural gas pipe network. So I think it's important we have to move in that direction, that all stakeholders, private sector, public sector, clusters, the end users, wherever possible, we can come together and invest in it. Invest in gas pipe infrastructure. The big national gas grid can be, let's say, the government and GAIL India and others can do that. But if we really have to make it, a bigger player when it comes to manufacturing, especially when it comes to smaller clusters, smaller manufacturing plant, I think they will also have to take initiative.